What's up, guys? This is your Out Here for the Team Fantasy Football League Commissioner Cody. I'm here with your Week 8 recap. Jesus, I definitely should have took the notes. I didn't. Whatever. We do this every week. It's fine. I'll figure it out by the time the end of the video is done. Yeah, and your power rankings also, which is also exciting. Not really. Very difficult. You guys are making things not easy for me. Like, very difficult. Like, I'll get into that. You guys are making stuff way too hard for me. I'm very upset with you guys right now. Starting off with Scott, our defending champion as always. Let me get these power rankings up. Jeez Louise. All right. Power rankings last week. This was Scott number 2 versus Kyle number 11. Scott put up 113.52 to Kyle's 115.04. This is one of the reasons why things were difficult for me, because somehow Kyle has 4 wins. I don't know why. It is very mind-boggling to me. I know Scott is just depleted. He's doing the best he can. He's setting his lineups to the best of their abilities. He just isn't getting the love from his players. It was a back and forth on Monday night. I know I threw in the group message there that a very intriguing Sterling Shepard versus Mike Evans. Unfortunately, Sterling Shepard outplayed Mike Evans. And that's not really true. He just outdid the 2 points that he was leading into the game. Because Kyle was up to 2 or 3 points leading into Monday night. Top scores for Matt Ryan, for Scott, Matt Ryan 21.94, Mike Evans was 16.5, and Derek Carr with 15.8. Kyle had Phil Rivers with 31.68, Tyler Boyd 20.1. Oh my, here we are with the yawns again. And Sterling Shepard with 15.4. So as I mentioned, Mike Evans outscored Sterling Shepard. However, Mike Evans didn't outscore him by the 3 points that he needed to. Unfortunate for Scott, falling to 5-3. Kyle somehow has 4 wins, as I said, 4-4 for Kyle. Not much to really say. I just worry when Scott gets healthy. Once he gets healthy, you guys better watch out. Kyle, I still, congratulations, you got to win, but you only scored 115 points, all right? You'll see how I feel about you in the power rankings. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Like, I would not be going into week 9 thinking, oh, I'm pretty good. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I wouldn't be feeling that way if I were you. But congratulations, you got to win against defending champion Scott and high scoring minus Will's last week. Second to highest scoring, Scott. So actually, yeah, he's definitely behind Will in the scoring this week for sure too. So shout out Kyle. Moving on. Let's see here. We'll go up to number. I didn't do the numbers for last. I did do numbers for this week's power rankings. I just didn't do it for last week, so forgive me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hobert against number 3 Phil. Herber's. Nobody said anything about her. Is it that bad? Nobody even told me it was bad. Okay, so Herber's heroes. 103.69 for Hobert to 223.06 for Phil. What a whoop ass. Open a fresh can of whoop ass. Oh my, why am I yawning for these videos? There's not much to really say. I mean, Hobert had Herbert with 31.87, Jamal Williams 22.2, and Diggs had 15.2, but after that, it real bad. He only put up 103 points, which was second least in the league. He didn't get the worst, but he didn't do much better than that. Because it was the other guy put up 101, which we'll get to next. Phil, though, like I said, every week, Phil, I'd be telling you, like, your team should be doing this anywhere between the 180s to the 220s every week. Like, I really like your team. I don't like that I like your team because I'm playing against you in this league. But Patrick Mahomes, 55.74. Aaron Rodgers, 33.37. His quarterback combination is insane. Travis Kelce, 25.9. I mean, I don't even need to get into anything else. I mean, do I need to? I don't think so. Oh, no. You know what I'm saying? um, if you guys have anything you want to say about this matchup, feel free in the group chat. There's not much to say. I mean, Phil more than doubled Hobert, so poor Hobert. Really nice team on paper, but they didn't show up last week. I don't know. Moving on. We had number 4 Liam in the power rankings against number 9 Dylan. 214.08 for Liam to Dylan's. And Hobert falls to 4-4, and Phil increases to 6-2. And then Dylan put up 101.42, falling to 2-6, whereas Liam improves. Oh my! Improves. I didn't yawn at all today until right now. So, not sure why that is. 6-2 for Liam. 42.1 for Metcalf, 28.29 for Stafford, and Giovanni Bernard with 26.55. Dylan, better luck next week. Had Burrow 29.21, T. Higgins with 14.9, and Devin Singletary with 13.7. Again, another matchup where it wasn't close. More than doubled, same as the last matchup. If you guys have anything you'd like to add about this matchup, feel free. I know Dylan's really hurting. Galladay's really hurting. Thomas is just fucking up. Like, between, injuries and just his attitude. Oh, my. I don't know. I'm just yawning. Maybe that's how I feel. Maybe that's how I felt about the last two matchups. They weren't close at all. Yeah, I don't know. And these two matchups and the Scott Kyle matchup made things very difficult for me in the power rankings, because I don't know what to do with all this. Like, I don't want people just jumping, but I don't want people just falling either, But at the same time, like, you're not giving me anything to work with, so I gotta take it for what it is. And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of flack for this power rankings as well. But I can only do so much. I'm only one guy. All right, I'm trying, guys. All right, unless you guys want to get some algorithms together that I can just plug numbers in and they tell me what the power rankings are. Here we are, fellas. Maybe I'll work on that in the offseason. That's a whole lot of Excel work. Yeah, that'll be a lot of work and effort. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe my brain can do it. I don't know yet. There we go with the jaws again. All right, now we get some more exciting matchups. No more yawning, hopefully. Let's see. We had number 10 Craig versus number 12 Eric, which could have been looked at as a matchup of the week due to, I don't know. It's close to the bottom. I'm not sure. But Craig with 154.51 to 148.05. Shout out Craig getting himself that second dub. I told you he's right there. He was, 4 or 5 weeks in a row where he's real close, but he wasn't getting it. And here he is sneaking it out this week. Shout out Craig. Drew Brees with 29.65. His defense, he has a whole bunch of defenses. If you guys look at Craig's team, you better hope his defense he picks the wrong defense one week, because all of his defenses, he has the Eagles, and if I'm not mistaken, he has the Steelers as well. I'm not going to look. It's not that important to me, but they both put up over 20 points, his defenses, and he chose the right one. Good thing, because you probably would have lost if you chose the other one. And Teddy Bridgewater, 15.19. And then Eric, Cam is not doing you any favors. I don't know what's going on. Why he can't hold on to the ball. What do you do? He had an interception and that late fumble that cost him the game. Jeez Louise. You had a hot start, bro. And I know injuries hurt you, but damn, better luck next week, my guy. Shout out Craig, like I said, finally squeaking out that close dub. Nice. Like I said, I don't like seeing everybody lose the close wins all the time. Let's get you a dub. There you go. That was the week to do it, as I mentioned. Moving on, Craig improves to 2-6, while Eric falls to 3-5. I guess that's how I felt about that matchup as well. um, Moving on, we have last week's number 1, Will, against last week's number 8, Gary. Will sneaks this one out, 155.35 to Gary's 149.4, led by Devontae Adams with 30.3, Alvin Kamara 27.3, and James Conner 18.75 for Will. Before I move on to Gary, I just want to say the fact that he's 5-3, and Lamar Jackson is not doing what Lamar Jackson does really scares me, because we all know what he can do. So, as a guy who has Lamar Jackson, I'm actively trying to get rid of him. It'd be nice if he showed up for a week or two so I could get rid of him. I don't know, man. He's definitely playing like a 10th round pick this year. I wouldn't keep him next year if I were you, but that's just me. That's just at this moment. I'm sure things will change. It's Lamar Jackson. Did you watch what happened last year? I know you did, because you kept him. I did too. So, I'm just talking out of my ass, trying to prolong this a little bit. Probably not. Let's move on. Gary with the Dalvin Cook. Gary every week has a player putting up between 50 and 60 points, and the rest of his team is just pooping the bed. Like, my lord, 59.1 points from Dalvin Cook. Justin Jackson, 21.45. Marvin Jones, 18.9. Nobody else. That's how I feel about Gary's team. Like, after Dalvin Cook. I'm just going to use the yawns as part of my bit now, because apparently they just come in when they need to. But I don't get it, man. I don't get it. If I was Gary, I'd be looking to make some moves. He's 3-5. He could slide in the playoffs, obviously, and he might be in the playoffs at the current moment. I'm not sure. I haven't looked, but I don't know, man. You seem pretty one trick pony every week, just depending on who the trick is. Excuse me. So yeah, Will increases to 5-3, where Gary falls to 3-5. Oh man. Somehow Will's 5-3. His team's really good. He was on that skid for a while, but he was putting up high points. So, shout out Will. Will's team's pretty good. Watch out for him. Final matchup, save the best for last, obviously. Your commissioner, Cody. Brandwagon first. Apologies, Brandwagon. That was disrespectful. Brandwagon puts up 129.81 to Cody's 179.26. Unfortunately for Brandwagon, took the loss this week, falling to 2-6. I did choose you to win, which is a bit strange, but whatever. 6-2 for Cody. Wow, how about that? Shout out Cody. Pretty awesome, huh? You know what's really awesome about that? Is my second leading scorer was the Miami Dolphins defense. Against the homer, the Miami Dolphins fan. Shout out Dolphins. Go Dolphins. Yeah. Oh, man. Brandwagon, you had Brady with 27.31, Big Ben with 20.38, and then Myles Gaskin, one of his Dolphins, 17.8. Cody had Dangerous Wilson, 43.34 for him. Miami defense for 29.13. Shout out them. And Robert Woods with 28.9. Shout out him as well. Not much you could have really done there, Brandwagon. As long as I stay in that 170 range every week, I'm a happy camper. I'm not too worried. I was worried a little last week, but also this week I had a bunch of buys to deal with. So, watch out, because once I get healthy and once my buys end, I have a full roster to start. And I know I haven't put up the 240s, the 260s, 220s too often, whatever, if ever. I don't even know. I'm not going to do the research. I don't care. I just want to say, watch out for Cody when everything falls together, because his rookies are starting to get their run. Zach Moss and Antonio Gibson are getting on the field. The investment. Watch out. All right. Cody improves to 6-2, as I said. Brandwagon falls to 2-6. That is your week 8 recap. Now we're gonna get to our power rankings here. All right, like I said, this was not an easy one. You guys were not doing me any favors. I was very thankful, trying to juice you guys up to make things easier for me this week. Obviously, you didn't oblige that, so I need to treat you guys like shit. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just make it easier for me, guys. Like, if you're gonna win, win big. If you're gonna lose, lose. I don't know. Put up points. I don't know. Starting at 12. Dylan, I'm sorry, buddy. You put up 101 points. Your team is just... You left some points on your bench as well. I was a bit disappointed in that. I saw you added DJ Dallas last minute. I don't know if it was last minute. I didn't look at the actual transaction, but I saw him on your bench, especially with Galladay. I don't know if you saw that or what the case may or may not have been. I didn't pay too much attention as well, so it's not like I would have probably taken him out either. But just, unfortunately, you left some points on your bench there. Moving up to number 11, Eric, just your team is just falling apart. Last time you got a win was against me, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That was week 4. So you're definitely skidding. I don't know. I'm just worried about your team. Everybody's hurt. Moving up to 10, Hobert, after putting up an abysmal 103 points. I like your team and all. Like I said, I just really worry about it. You only put up 103 points. I mean, there was nothing you could have done against Phil this week, but you put up 103 points. So, I don't know. Like I said, it's a week-to-week thing. I don't know how. I just doing the best I can, guys. All right? I like your team a lot better than 10th overall in the power rankings. So just take it for what it is. Moving up to 9, Kyle apparently deserves respect for putting up 115 points in a dub. I don't agree with that. Just to shut you up, I put you at 9. You increased 2 or 1. I'm not your team does not deserve, just because you have 4 wins. Congratulations. Congratulations. Your team does not deserve to be higher than that. Call me a hater, but you got some love, all right? You got the dub. You got a little bit of love. You increased just to make yourself happy, okay? I did that for you, just you, okay? I'm sorry. It is what it is. Moving up to number 8 at Brandwagon. I like your team a lot, but your team is very disappointing. You are 2-6. I know buys and injuries. Everybody's going through them, but I also I put up 180 with some buys this week as well. You avoided DeAndre Hopkins. How about that? I also avoided some guys of yours this week as well. But hey, things happen. That's why they play the games. You fell to number 8. Although again, I like your team on paper as well. I just saw the Ravens have 7 high-risk players to COVID, so that's interesting. God only knows who they are. Moving up to 7, Craig sliding up in there with his with a dub over Eric. 150 some points, just a solid outing. I don't know. I'm taking it week by week. I'm doing the best I can. As you, like I said, we did the data last week. I did the stats for you. Craig is right in the middle of the pack as far as all the metrics. So, just throw him in a 7 there. 6, we got Gary, because Gary's always putting up 150 to 170 every week. If he could put his whole team together, that would. Oh my! I'm tired of yawning for real. I'm tired, but I'm not that tired. Yeah, so Gary's a 6. 5, Scott falls to 5. Puts up 113 points, losing to Kyle, even though he had a chance going into there. You think trading for Mike Evans would have, put you up over. It didn't, unfortunately. But, you put up the best lineup you could, and your team is still going to be stacked. You had buys, you've been crushed with injuries. That's why I'm a little more lenient on you, just because you are, you're surviving each week, and I don't understand how. You almost survived this week. Unfortunately, you didn't. But if you do this again next week, I will have to hurt you a little bit more than 5. Okay, that's just out of respect for you being our defending champion and still being 5-3, despite everything you've dealt with through your injuries and your team this year. So shout out to Scott. Number 4, we got Cody, throwing up 180 points, 6-2. Love the team. Definitely still looking for a second quarterback. Not that anybody's reached out, and I haven't really reached out either. But I don't think anybody's really interested in moving a quarterback. So there's that. And if you are, please reach out, because I don't know. I guess I'll just throw some darts and hope you guys are at the bullseye waiting for it. Moving up to number 3. So 3, 2, and 1 were very difficult for me, because these 3 teams, minus Scott, who's not healthy right now, but right now, these 3 teams are 3 of the best teams in the league as far as consistency. 3 of the best teams as far as on paper. So I just want to say before I get into that, like, I don't want you to think that 1, 2, and 3 is like favoritism. It's nothing like that. It's more or less like, at this point, if these 3 teams keep winning, it's just going to shuffle based on who scores the most points each week. You know what I mean? Like, they're all so good that I'm number 4, and I don't want to play any of them. You know what I mean? So with that being said, Will, unfortunately, after 260 points last week, you do fall to number 3. The reason for that one specifically is you did struggle a little bit with Gary. And it's mainly, honestly, Lamar Jackson's holding you back, because he puts up 100. You put up 155 points, and Lamar Jackson only put up what, like 16 or something? Like, he doubles that and does what Lamar Jackson does and puts up 30. You're right in the 170s, and that's just where that's in my opinion, that's the goal that everybody should be coming with, is 170 to 180. If you don't come in with that goal, you're probably not going to win. Actually, that has nothing to do with winning, so whatever. But you're in a safer place if you're throwing up that 170, 180 every week, and Will is in there. So I just worry a little bit without what you're doing is great, just without Lamar is definitely shifty. And you didn't have Kyler last week as well, so maybe I was a little bit too tough on you there, but forgive me, I'm human. And I welcome everybody's opinions as well. I did receive a couple this week, which I appreciate. Thank you guys on making these things. And they definitely went into some things I took into account. And that, yeah. So moving on, number 2 we have Liam. I put Liam at number 2 simply because he put up 214 points. I mean, who could blame him for being number 2? Like I said, Liam. I do want to look at this real quick here. Where is the schedule? I want to look at Liam's team. As we load, we are loading, and loading. Not that one. Oh, there's so many There's 2 different Johnsons in here. So Liam and Phil, Slangen and Aaron, my Johnson out. So Liam's minimal point total this season so far is 151.69, which is crazy. Other than that, it's 173. So who could blame Liam for being at number 2? And he's so consistent every week. Like, don't want to play him. And then number 1, shout out Phil. Phil goes to number 1 because he put up the most points this week. Like I said, it could really vary based on how well your team, like with these 3 teams, like how well, and throw Scott in there, throw Cody in there. How consistently they do every week will determine, who's 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and 5. You know what I mean? So yeah, shout out to Phil. I told you that your team is really good. It's just I've been waiting for this type of performance. And you know what? I'm curious as well at your team too. I probably should have looked at this when I was doing my rankings, but it's okay. I'm a fucking human being. It's fine. Looking at the other Johnson now. Hey, looking at 2 Johnsons today. So Phil's smallest point total was 154. He's on a 4-game winning streak. Jeez, he's on a 4-game winning streak. Watch out, guys. He has 2. Wow, okay, Phil, with 2 200-point games this season. One with 198, which you did lose to Gary by an inch. So, shout out to Phil. But yeah, again, like those three, like three of the best teams in the league. I feel like they have separated themselves just um overall. I don't know why. It's all intuition. It's all gut feelings. It's not just based on overall record. It's great. You want a game, guys, but sometimes winning a game with 115 points is not going to get you in that top six, or even like you know what I mean. Not to pick anybody out specifically, but how you win and how you lose, or also goes how your lineups, how strong your lineups are, injuries, things like that. So at this point, I'm just rambling about extra shit that I probably don't need to be rambling about, because you guys know that I'm just the person doing the best I can at this point. And you want to give me shit for it, fine, go for it. I don't give a fuck. So just a little bit of a roundabout before we end this here. Number one, Phil. Number two, Liam. Number three, Will. Number Phil and Will. Number four, Cody. Number five, Scott. Number six, Gary. Number seven, Craig. Number eight, Brandwagon. Number nine, Kyle. Number 10, Hobert. Number 11, Eric. And number 13, Dylan. Number 12, Jesus. I really fucked that up. Whatever. That's the order. Forget about the numbers. I don't even know. The numbers are sitting here in front of me, too. I'm done. I don't have anything else for you. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm always here. Hope you guys are happy, healthy, safe, whatever. Happy election day for those of you that vote, whatever. I'm not getting into any of that either. Keep that out of the league. I'm all for just making jokes, though. So, hope you guys are good. Adios, amigos. Need anything, let me know. Peace out.